Oh, I'm coming, Elizabeth. Oh, let me stop. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that because anything can happen to any one of us at any moment. But goddamn, bitch, let's get into this episode of And if you know where that's coming from, put it down in the comments. Everybody, that's a fucking classic. You should know. So, um, Love and Hip Hop New York season 7, episode 3, chest pains. All right. So we start off with Kimbella. Well, Juelz is in the studio and all that shit. And he acting like he really doing some stuff that we gonna hear in the next couple of months or something that, never really popped off. Okay. I Y'all gotta go back to what was the song where he be like the whistle song? I can't whistle right that deep like I y'all know that's what he always say. But anyway, that shit was the bomb though. That song was everything. That was back then when Crumpin was out and then Chris Brown used to come out. You know how Chris Brown literally took over Crumpin like he was from LA. Crumpin was out, Chris Brown came out, he was doing all of it. And then when he was on the remix to Run It, let me talk to you. That nigga sings with a lisp. Goddamn. Wrong thing. Let's move on. Okay, Juelz. So moving on from there, Juelz is in the studio doing his thing or whatever, or supposedly. Then here come Kimbella. So, hey, babe, he was like, look, they talking about what happened with, the niggas coming in, the bitches coming in, and he like, I ain't trying to let nothing fuck up our shit. I know I fucked up in the past, but I'm trying to prove to you, you can trust me and all this stuff. And then she stands up with all her shit. She was like, her whole thing is she's an insecure ass bitch, okay? You're insecure as fuck. You changed your look just to keep your man, and you changed your looks for the worse, okay? I don't know what doctor, because I've been seeing, it's been an epidemic of, these women in this game or whatever the fuck, y'all going around to the wrong goddamn doctors, botching y'all, looking like y'all going to street doctors and shit. Kimbella, was nothing wrong with you before, okay? When we last seen you on Love and Hip Hop a few seasons ago, there was absolutely positively nothing wrong with you. You should have stayed the way that you were, okay? Get your titties done a little bit, but don't get them done too much, all right? But you standing there talking about something and think you want all of this. He was like, how can I resist all of this? I'm like, bitch, you got a fucking waist trainer on. I can see it clearly. It's literally, I can see your ass, poking out because of the way that the waist trainer is on. I'm just sitting here like, I don't see the appeal with artificial bitches, but hey, it is what it is. That's what you like. Niggas will stick their dick in anything. And he was like, I love you, okay? And I tell you that all the time. You don't ever have to, think about that shit. I love you. All right, it did gonna pour down the shit. I'm like, I don't want to see this. Okay, I'm into some freaky ass shit. All right, studio sex, all that shit. It's fine with me, but I just don't want to see this plastic ass shit. All right, so they fake. Oh my god, wow. I was like, your wig finna come down. That's why she was trying to hold it right here because I see the forehead. I'm not supposed to see all of that. I was like, next scene, please. All right, Drewski and his girlfriend Sky. They walking down the street trying to act like they this goddamn power couple. They really something important. But I actually like the little idea that they have. Their business partner. They doing this strip and fit shit or whatever. And it's like trying to infuse hip hop with getting stripping or whatever, getting fit, getting healthy, because Sky had her own bout, with the fact that she used to be a little bit overweight. She said she lost 60 pounds due to fitness and eating right, which is the correct way to do it. And she wants to put that out there, get other people on the ball and do what they gotta do and give that encouragement, which I find the idea is nice, but everybody and their mama has been doing this. Okay, Shanti got the hip hop abs and the size and all that shit, and so many infomercials with people using hip hop and dancing and stuff just to lose weight. I mean, what's gonna make yours stand out, okay? I mean, there is strip aerobics already out there, but we'll see what it is. Next thing you know, they talking about all that stuff, and then he gets a phone call, and who is it? She was like, it's Bianca. She said, answer your phone. No, put that bitch on speaker. And then she was like, hey Drew, let me tell you something. So I was thinking about this song that I want to do, and then I want to put it on there talking about something. I be thinking of you, you be thinking of me, and I just want to da. And it was like, but you know what? Yeah, we can do that, but I wanted to do this part that was inspired by my girlfriend Sky. oh, she your girlfriend now because last time when I heard you tried to make her seem like she was just your assistant and all that shit, bitch. And I was like, okay, Bianca, I'll call you later. So Sky's like, so now, she flirting with you and you basically saying cool with it. You encouraging this mess, bitch. That's what it is. Like, look, I told her that you was my girl and all that, but I can't help the fact that this bitch want to flirt. This bitch is over here blowing up my spot, okay? Sometimes you do a little flirting or whatever with the artist to get what you need, get what they need or whatever, but that's all that it is. But see, Bianca, she doing a little bit too much, and I'm like, Drew, you entertaining this shit and you like it. Shut the fuck up. Sky said you better handle that bitch before I do. I said, Sky, handle that hoe. Okay, but you ain't gonna handle it. I already fucking know. Then we get this sit down between Judy, which is Mendici mama, well, who is Mendici's mama, and Yandy. All right, so it's just been a whole bunch of stuff. They just, and let me tell you something. Y'all be tagging me and shit that I already seen, all right? I'm subscribed and I follow Shade Rule on the Shade Room, Famuloso, Ball Alert, all that shit. So you don't need to tag me in none of those links because I already follow it. Because by the time you didn't tag me into it, I already saw it, all right? They've been going in on Sam, okay, Mendici Jr. mama, all right? Mendici's sister been coming out with some shit. Sam got to defend herself. I don't know what to believe. I ain't trying to read all those thesis statements on who's going to be a better parent and who did what. It's the same on he say, she say bullshit. I think it's really bad because, the one thing that I agree with Yandy on this whole part right here, when she said the one that's really being affected by this is the child, Mendici Jr. That's it, okay? I can give a shit less about all these other incidents and whatever, okay? But then she's sitting down trying to figure out how to talk to Sam, how to get on one accord and all that stuff. And Judy basically was like, so Kim, I heard from Kim ex-girl that, Samantha want to be talking about some other the year shit. She the one that be leaving the baby with Kim. So what you trying to tell me is that Kim don't even have a child? Samantha don't even have her child? She be over here with Kim, and you trying to, not only did he lose a father, he lost a brother and a sister because of this and because of that. Here's the thing, and you don't think that being with me is in a more stable position, being around his siblings. I get where you coming from, Yandy, but here is the thing. Like you said, you didn't give birth to that child. She has all the fucking rights to that child. So if that's what she wants to do with him, that's what she wants to do with him. No matter if, ands, buts, or whatever it is, unless you got documented proof that some abuse or some shit is going on, you don't have custody of that boy. You didn't adopt that boy. You are just the stepmother. That is his mother, and if she wants her mother to babysit or take care of him, that's on her, okay? That is not on you. Take care of your two, okay? Because I don't see you fussing and hollering over the other one, because he do got another son besides Mendici Jr. that ain't yours. So what's going on? I guess we'll get into that when baby mama number 2 come up in the picture. But, chill the fuck out until then, because, I don't care what people say. Y'all can go in on Samantha and all that shit. I'm pretty sure she got some shady shit going on in her past. But let's not act like Yandy is a saint. Yandy is a shady ass, sneaky ass bitch herself, okay? And that's why I will never ever be 100% on her side in nothing. I won't. Because you gotta look at that bitch with the side eye. She know what the fuck she doing too. Oh my god, I wish I was home when this shit was on so I could live tweet this shit. Anyway, so, Sky, she like, bitch, Drewski got another thing coming if he think he gonna have this whole ass bitch up on this song about me, okay? That's supposed to be dedicated about me or to me. So she go and, she was like, I met up with this bitch a few months ago and we clicked and all that shit, so I want this rapper on the song, and plus I like her song. Bitch, she talking about Mariah Lynn. I said, come on, Mariah Lynn. Mariah Lynn was trying to give you all type of ghetto, urban, white Barbie tees in the confessionals. I mean, her head was bone straight, and I actually was digging the look a little bit, I said, come on, right, Puerto Rican, you better do your thing, bitch. And I actually liked the little pantsuit that she had on when she went to go meet Sky. She didn't upgrade just a little bit. The hair was a little bit raggedy in that scene, but she done upgraded a little bit. Sky was telling her about what was going on and how, she didn't tell her who the girl was, okay? Because remember, Mariah Lynn and Bianca was cool last season, all right? Mm-hmm. So she was like, okay, bitch, I can get on the song or whatever. I mean, I really don't want to get in the midst of, Sky and Drewski drama. And I would love to be the one to take down a bitch talking about, because I can't stand a hoe trying to fuck with another bitch man and trying to steal another bitch man. Fuck that bitch and all that stuff. I said, oh, you talk about your friend, you just don't know it yet. All right. But she was like, okay, cool. But I really don't want to get in between these two bitches. Issues, but Drewski is, a hot DJ. So, okay, bitch, we can do this. We can do this. And she was telling her about the fit to fitness shit. That was fine. So moving on from that, Snoop. It is the way, that Baltimore. Listen, if y'all watch me, I swear to God, y'all need to go subscribe to Force Rocks. Go watch Rocks. And when she do all, because if I do my impersonation and I can't get that shit right, Rocks will have you over there fucking dying laughing. Because last week I was looking at her review and she was trying so hard to get that Baltimore accent when Snoop came on there. Bitch, listen, I'm sitting here looking at the shit like, no. I'm trying to coach through the screen like, no. You almost got it. A little bit. Nope. Take it down a little bit. Oh, damn, bitch. You almost had it. It is so fucking hilarious, okay? And it's the OUs and the EW words and the OO words, they just have this different sound. Snoop, it's not Snoop, it's Snoop, it's two, it's you, it's foo, and shit like that. And I can't put that shit together, so I ain't even gonna fucking try. Okay, so Snoop go over there and she try to talk to Juelz. She come in just looking all like, I'm lost and shit like a little ass puppy. Trying to talk to him about what's going on with Jay Adrian, telling him about the Sophia Green podcast and the strawberry and all that stuff, and he was like, bitch, you done went too goddamn far. Now I know the shit is a fucking podcast about sex, but the strawberry and then posting that shit, now you done fucked up. Okay, he was like, well, what you want to do? I want you to look at Shawty. He was like, hell no, bitch. Kimbella just cussed my ass out and just gave me the third degree on all this shit. You trying to get my ass trapped up? I mean, I'll listen to her shit, but I ain't finna meet up with the bitch, okay? Fuck that. You can leave the strawberries at home too, ho. All right? And she was like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do, man, because either I like the bitch, but all this bullshit that's going on, I'm gonna have to fuck around and just say, fuck you, bitch, and move on. But I love her too much. It was like, well, if it's causing you all this shit and all this stress, you gotta let that bitch go. But if it's worth it, you better keep it. I was like, all right, this bullshit, but okay. Fake ass shit. Moving on. God. Did Kim have a fucking stroke? I was looking at her eyes and I was trying to look at her eyes in the scene and looking at her eyes at the confessional because maybe that's what happened. Bitch, listen, they done gave Kim a fucking confessional. Kim was dressed like she was finna go to a Players of the Year ball, bitch. I said, which episode of Martin was you looking at? Player from the Himalayas. I said, bitch, who flat ironed your hair and gave you that big bozo ass motherfucking bow tie? All right, bitch, with your 3-piece ass suit. Come on now. Cat daddy with it, bitch. Cat daddy. Okay, I said she got hoes. Kim got hoes. She got hoes or whatever. She walked up in there. And I said, Yandy dressed appropriately. I mean, Kim gonna be fucking Kim. She dressed like she finna go play basketball, okay? Like she got at least 2 pairs of basketball shorts on underneath her jeans. I'm just saying, that's how us niggas do. So she fitted cap and all. Fitted cap, do rags and everything. First of all, Kim, you're a little bit too old to still have them braids, okay? You want the braids, go ahead and get some dreads and then I'll, make an exception, okay? But get a little fade or, ponytail it out or some shit like that. You love fitted cat, whatever, fine. Bros before hoes, we up in this bitch like this, okay? So, Yandy wanted to talk to her about what's been going on. She was like, Judy be telling me this shit about, Kim, you having men DC and all this shit. First of all, you be disrespecting my daughter, and that's what I'm not here for. Okay, Yandy, we supposed to be doing this shit together, but you up here disrespecting my daughter. You trying to make it seem like she a deadbeat ass bitch, okay? No, this ain't what it is. No matter who he with, just all you gotta know is that he's well taken fucking care of, okay? And I'm out this bitch. Fuck Judy, cause that bitch be lying, and she knocks the table over. I said, Kim, I was following you until you knocked that table over. Bitch, I was with Judy, Yandy on that problem. She said, the way this bitch asked me, maybe something that Judy said is kind of true. Cause, bitch, you really knocked that goddamn table over. I'm sitting here like, give a bitch a new ass suit and shit, and she done lost her goddamn mind. She don't know how to control herself. Bitch, the fuck? Manners. Public. But they had them in the private room. You don't destroy white people shit like that. Come on now. So Mariah Lynn goes and meet up with what's that girl named Cardi B, okay? And she trying to tell her, the stuff about Drewski, about Sky, how they met at the industry event, and about the bitch that's on the track and all this stuff. And, Mariah Lynn talking in code because on her defense, Sky never said who it was, but then Cardi comes in and was like, Bianca this and she talking to Drewski on the low. And I'm like, Mariah Lynn, put two and two together. It's really not that hard that the bitch is fucking Bianca. Just because she your friend, you don't want to think that, but that's what the fuck it is, okay? They started talking about this whole thing and, the little event that Sky invited Mariah Lynn to. And Cardi said, well, bitch, I like to instigate shit. So what we gonna do is I'm coming up there. I'm gonna bring Bianca and your ass gonna be there too. Okay? And we gonna see who the fuck me and who is. Okay? I said, you know what? I'm here for it. She talking about, Cardi, you got me fucked up when you said that shit about Swift and all this shit. Tell me something. I don't know if he really like me and I think he trying to get feelings or whatever. Bitch, you don't know. The nigga kissed your ass. He kissed your ass, okay? So you do know. Girl, stop fucking playing. Then Kim meets up with her daughter Samantha. My mama called me all frantic and shit about this fucking meeting that she had with Yandy, okay? She flipping tables and stuff. I gotta get to the bottom of what's going on. So when she talking, she was like, look, Judy up there telling bullshit, talking about Mendici don't be with you. You ain't no good mother and all this stuff. Like, I'm fucking tired. Like, I'm so upset. And I said, bitch, I'm upset for you because y'all getting on my goddamn nerves too, okay? So here comes baby mama number 2, all right? A scene mama. Now, I just said, how come don't nobody talk about her and they ain't saying shit about him or whatever? Erica come walking in there. She was like, I've been in a part of the Harrison family or whatever for the past 13 years. And this fucking Yandy is a fucking troll. Fuck that bitch. That bitch needs to be fucking stopped. Because that bitch want to say that I got pregnant by Mendici when they was on the break and that my baby is a break baby. Bitch, fuck you. I got pregnant by my motherfucking man that I had no clue that he was still fucking around with your ass. When in actuality, you are the motherfucking home wrecker. You was the side bitch, okay? Now you want to go around saying all this shit, but when the truth comes out, don't say shit, bitch. That's what you trying to do, okay? We need to, you want to talking about some, you want to stomp my baby out my stomach because I got pregnant by your fucking man. Bitch, he was my man. I said, all of this over Mendici. Mendici must got some good dick, bitch. With them pearly white teeth, he must got some good dick, okay? Because y'all going cuckoo for, not just one bitch going crazy, but all 3 of them. All 3 of them. And it says a lot when 2 out of 3 of your baby mamas get along with each other and both of them don't get along with the one. And, I don't think it's jealousy at all, okay, about, oh, they just jealous that Yandy got married to Mendici and all that shit. I mean, look at what Mendici bitch, I don't want to trade places with that, okay? You at home dickless. I'm just saying, for the next 8 years or, probably less, all right? I don't want that, so I don't know what it is. And, like, that's what making me think that, Yandy ain't 100% clean up in this shit like she trying to make herself out to be, okay? But, that Kim was like, we need to call this family meeting. We need to sit down with Judy, okay, and Yandy. And she was like, Mama, when you sit down with her, you got to stand up to her. Don't let that bitch punk you, all right? I said, well, Samantha, why the fuck you ain't going to be there? Because now you want to babysit Mendici too? Let me stop. Erica was like, bitch, I'll be there. I was like, we'll be there too. So, Bianca is on the street walking from whatever shop. Girl, apparently she done got a little check. She's spending this little BH1 check that she got from last season on some stuff. And Drewski is outside and talking to her about being on this song. And he can keep on saying how much, he not really flirting with her like that to fuck with her, but he just want her on the song. You can keep on saying that in your confessionals to make it seem as if, you just doing shit for business, but bitch, you leading the bitch on, okay? And this girl want to bang so bad, she wants your white kids, okay? And You just leading her on. No lie. That's what you fucking doing, okay? You letting her touch all on you, then you push her away, then you bring her back, you holding her hands, you giving her rides, you letting her freestyle about y'all and all this stuff, and it's totally fucking disrespectful, okay? So I have no sympathy if Sky whoop your ass and dump you and all that shit. It is what it is. And Bianca, you talking about something just because she not wifey, I don't give a shit, so I'm gonna do whatever the fuck it is that I want. You're a trash ass bitch, okay? BBOD is probably sent back like I told y'all. And I'm like, okay, well, yeah, you told us, okay? And she's a trash ass whore right about now, okay? I don't respect people trying to break up relationships like that. And I don't respect the person that's in a relationship that, trying to step out, allowing this shit. Drewski, you're allowing this shit, so hey, it is what it is. Jay Adrian go meet up with Kimbella while Kimbella is pushing her kids in the swing at the park. She is the only friend that I got out here in New York, and with all this stuff that's been going on with Snoop, I don't know who else to turn to and talk to. But she seems like a good person because she went through the same situation too. She can give me some advice and stuff. So look, let me tell you what happened. I come home after all this shit that I was doing, and it's it's like 4 boxes of dicks up in there. Bitch, what you talking about? Because Snoop trying to come out with this sex toy line. Okay, this shit is getting mighty interesting. I said, where's the interesting part at? Because I'm still waiting. All right. And so she was like, and then I see this podcast shit. She feeding a bitch strawberries and stuff like that. Her face turned all red. The bitch looking like a strawberry. I was like, and I'm just like, I done went through all this bullshit. It's like, I love my family and I love my son. And I said, who told you to leave him? Yourself did for your own selfish reasoning, okay? That is nothing that we supposed to feel sorry for you about. No, sir, ma'am. Okay, and then Kimbella was like, I can understand because, I've been through the same thing with Juelz. You're still in the same fucking predicament. Shut the fuck up. Kimbella, you can't get nobody advice on your relationships. On relationships, period, bitch. Child, get out of here. So, it's the today of the fucking stripping fitness shit. Okay, well, fine. Cardi B is there. Mariah Lynn is there. Then here comes Bianca. Cardi B, black wig. She's the only one that looks fine in the shit, okay? Bianca got the blue one on. Mariah Lynn, her shit was tilted to the left, okay? But, it is what it is. Mariah Lynn, I felt sorry for her because this bitch is put in a rock in a fucking hard place. And Cardi B, I'm kind of disappointed in your ass because you checking this girlfriend, okay, who is the girlfriend instead of checking your friend. Yeah, you can believe that your friend said that nigga is calling and texting her and all that shit. That's fucking fine because most likely he is too, okay? But for you to just be sitting there like going in and in on a girlfriend, like, yeah, this is her event. If she want to cause a scene, she can cause a scene. But hey, this bitch know that he got a girlfriend and all that stuff, and she just doesn't care. And it's almost as if you're condoning his actions and all that stuff. You're not jumping down her throat just as much as you jumping down a girlfriend's throat, and you making light in a joke of Drewski doing this shit with them, which kind of disappoints me. But then again, it's fucking Cardi B, and look where you fucking come from. So what do I fucking expect? But anyway, it ain't really that much change, okay? Obviously, look at what's going on. But Bianca, Mariah Lynn tried to say she knows Sky, they cool, but Bianca is really her real good friend, and she trying not to slap a bitch. But you don't see what the fuck is going on either, too. You cool. You just literally sat there with her and said that you do not like when bitches come in trying to be home wreckers, but now you want to change that tune a little bit because it's your own friend. No, y'all not real fucking friends because real fucking friends check each other. Real fucking friends don't let their friends go down this dumbass, slippery ass slope, okay? And so that they can get their feelings and look stupid on fucking national TV. Real friends don't do that shit. Y'all ain't real fucking friends, okay? Because, and Bianca, you ain't a real bitch either. You is a thirsty, trashy looking bitch, and you're making yourself look bad. You talking about something because Sky said that you was a fucking home wrecker. You trying to be a home wrecker and shit like that. But you talk about son, I'm a homebreaker when you're not even married. You sound stupid. You sound stupid as fuck too. You know that he's in a relationship, period. So why are you trying to encroach on that? Okay? That's fucked up. That's fucked up. And Drewski, let's not forget that you fucking started all this shit too. Because you entertained that bitch, okay? You entertained the bitch. You're not shining it away. You're playing her. You're playing your girlfriend. And what they all should be smart about is fucking coming on your ass, okay? No, not like that. But coming for your ass. But Bianca ain't gonna do that because Bianca know what the fuck she doing. She trying to break this relationship up, and it's fucked up. And I have no sympathy for you. I want your ass to get jumped at the reunion. I really do. Okay, I want you to get jumped at the reunion. Like I was totally on your side last season. Now this season, it's fuck you, bitch. Child, Bianca was really acting like she had some records that really gonna get played elsewhere besides you. Girl, shut the fuck up, cause I ain't heard a record from yours ever since you been on this guy. Chicken Noodle Soup was how many fucking years ago? Okay, anyway. So, Kim, she does bring Samantha. Samantha and Erica come into the restaurant to meet up with Judy, Yandy. They wanted to get Judy along by herself to see who the fuck is really starting this shit, because Yandy got her under her spell and all that shit. Y'all remember when Judy and Yandy didn't get along too? Okay. So, she come up in there with the bad bitches like her. It literally, when I see Kim, it looked like a pimp hoe situation every time. They was just falling in line behind her and all that shit. They sit down. Judy was like, first of all, I don't want to hear shit that you got to say what Yandy said. Now, Judy made it seem as if she didn't say certain things to Yandy. Yandy said this on her own accord. What she's more concerned about is what little man DC is doing and how he is the betterment of his grandson. And that Samantha, you are being a better mother than you have in the past. That's where shit went fucking left, okay? And Samantha was like, I'm tired of you fucking disrespecting me. See, look, you disrespect her all the time, okay, Judy? So what you gonna do? Judy was like, bitch, I'm not here for you, Kim, okay? Because you do the same thing. You get loud, you flip tables, you get all Mike Tysons and all this shit. You ain't intimidating me, you ain't scaring me. What the fuck you gonna do? Bitch, why she say that? Because as soon as she said that, bitch, all of a sudden, I ain't finna do that on my chest. On my chest. And see, this is where Judy fucked up. I don't care if a bitch was faking or not. You laughed. She laughed a few times and said, please. Right. And then when she realized that the shit wasn't faking, we don't really know what was going on. But that the ambulance really had to come out. It was like, and then here she goes. See, this is why we all need to come together. You just never know what can happen. And then on the next week's episode, you talking to Yandy. You gotta get these bitches together. I mean, the ones that's not having heart attacks and shit. It's not a funny situation. If she really had a heart attack, it would probably look like she probably had panic attack, anxiety attack, or some shit like that. They have similar fucking effects, bitch. Okay. It's still not a laughing matter, and for you to say some shit like that, for you to laugh, I don't care, regardless of if you thought it was funny or whatever, or you thought she was faking. I wasn't here for it, and it just didn't look right to me in my eyes, okay? Now I'm sitting here like, Judy, like, all y'all bitches up here arguing with Judy. It ain't Judy. I'm telling y'all, it's fucking Yandy, okay? And then, they gonna come on Yandy ass next week. Let me get off of here. Anyway, y'all tell me how y'all feel about this shit, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.